Hello dear movie lovers. Welcome back to our channel FilmHead. If you are a natural disaster movie lover, then hold your seat and be ready to watch some great movies related to natural disaster. So let's start, and do like, share and subscribe our channel FilmHead. Number 10, The Day After Tomorrow, 2004. The film is undoubtedly driven on an excellent concept, and the final comment that we cannot consume our planet without consequences should be really appreciated. The visuals are astonishing and great, as well as the music too, especially when the tidal wave destroys New York. The CGI was amazing for a film made in 2004. The writing was very good, but like any other film, sometimes you were a little bit lost. The movie starts with huge stone-shaped ice falling from the sky and accelerates to how humans have messed up the climate so much so that the nature is taking its course to neutralize it through ice cyclones. Probably one of the most underrated disaster movies of all time, but it's actually very good and has everything. Love, romance, just a little, jeopardy, life and death situations. It also has some great tension, as any good disaster movie should have, great effects and great performances. Number 9, Greenland, 2020. The film beautifully captures the imminent doom looming over humanity as a planet-killing comet hurtles towards Earth. From the very beginning, Greenland grabs your attention and keeps you on the edge of your seat as the Garrity family fights against time to find sanctuary amidst chaos. The characters in the film are wrote fantastically. Yes, there is some issues with some characters, but that overall comes into the pacing and the direction of the film. As John Garrity, Gerard Butler delivers a powerful performance, portraying a man desperate to protect his family while also coming to terms with his own flaws and mistakes. The chemistry between the characters is palpable, particularly in their portrayal of a fractured family unit that finds strength and resilience in the face of adversity. Overall, this is a good film, and I personally will recommend watching if you like disasters films. Number 8, Moonfall, 2022. Roland Emmerich destroys the world again with Moonfall, but this time his heart just isn't in it. While his film, 2012, in particular was overwhelming in its passion for turning mass death into a roller coaster thrill ride with two kids in the back seat, here is Moonfall, which proves a boring apocalypse movie is worse than one fixated on how we are all doomed. Moonfall depicts the horror that would unfold if the moon were to go out of orbit and crash into the Earth. Before that big bump, Earth's gravity would be progressively out of whack, while the moon would dump debris as it gets closer. The cast was so versatile, and it was exciting to see John Bradley on the big screen. He fit that role perfectly. Yes, some events that did happen throughout the movie could make you scratch your head a little bit, but in a good way. Overall, awesome setup for an awesome idea that can be expanded on. Number 7, The Wave, 2015. This movie is inclusive of family, emotions and based on scene fiction. The story is constructed in a modern theme with loads of action, and expectations just skyrockets as we proceed with the movie. Partly based on actual events in 1934, a Norwegian rock slide occurred as people were sleeping. A wall of water 60 meters high swept through the small town of Tford, killing 40 people. The movie is more about one particular family's struggle to survive and locate each other. The father, a geologist, suspects a rock slide is imminent but falls on deaf ears. Jonas soon becomes point person on the ground to lead the escaping townsfolk to safety with the well-being of Torp, and off to blow up in the air since the hotel gets the worst of it. This disaster movie packs a good gut punch. Whether everything we see is 100% accurate or not doesn't matter, as it does feel more real than Emmerich's goofy movies. A good cast adds a lot to this as well. Number 6, Geostorm, 2017. Geostorm is a cinematic masterpiece that skillfully blends intense action sequences, state-of-the-art special effects, and a captivating narrative to produce an exhilarating viewing experience. This disaster movie, which was directed by Dean Devlin, goes above and above with its amazing visual effects, amazing cast, and compelling story. Geostorm keeps audiences on the edge of their seats with a riveting tale of global catastrophe and the race against time to prevent a planet-wide disaster. Gerard Butler's portrayal of Jake Lawson, a brilliant satellite designer, adds a layer of charisma and intensity to the film, anchoring the audience emotionally to the impending chaos. Geostorm is not merely a disaster film, it's a cinematic triumph that sets a new standard for the genre. Its combination of gripping storytelling, top-notch performances, and groundbreaking visual effects make it a must-see for anyone seeking an adrenaline-pumping, edge-of-your-seat experience. Number 5. The Quake, 2018. One of the best disaster films. The character development was excellent, the special effects were top-notch, and the movie itself leaves you on the edge of your seat for a very long time. The Quake is based on one family that survives in the first film. The father, who now suffers from survival guilt, must find a way to reconnect with his family. Sequels rarely get it right, but this movie is one of the greatest disaster films you will ever see. Amazing special effects and acting that deserves all the accolades one can receive. Those buildings collapsed faster than my relationship status. This movie is perfect for a rewatch. Although you know what happens already, it's still suspenseful in the highest. The only complaint is the end. The film would put you on edge with hair-raising moments as Christian and his daughter are stuck on a top floor of a glass-walled high-rise building destroyed by the quake, and with the building breaking apart and tumbling down anytime. Number 4. Volcano, 1997. This was actually a great natural disaster movie, some scenes here and there, but mostly it's just action thriller. This movie has a story and action. I love all types of movies and enjoy the movies every one. After an earthquake shakes the city of Los Angeles, an underground volcano begins to form. When sudden casualties occur, police officers enlist the help of a seismologist to control the situation. Good special effects. Tommy Lee Jones had a commanding screen presence, and Randy Newman's I Love LA was a good choice for the closing credits. Michael is as just some random weird dad, but he turned out to be a hero who saved thousands of lives in the end. Overall, the movie was pretty fun to watch. It would be great YouTube and other apps would show this movie free a lot. Number 3. San Andreas, 2015. The Rock, Gugino, D'Addario, and Griffith did a nice job portraying their characters. And this film had its own emotional moments too. The scene where Kim Park's sacrificing himself to save the girl during the Hoover Dam earthquake scene was a tough one to get through, especially the way Yun Lee says, "Close your eyes," before being swept away. The plot was a cinematic masterpiece. All in all, I loved this film. The movie is something like a remake 2012 and that famous End of the World and Everything We Know, only in California. The special effects are excellently done as if they were really happening, which is commendable. Director may be condoned with some cinematic excuses like boyfriend of Emma ditching her daughter in the event of danger, Raymond and Emma finding their daughter amidst all the chaos and destruction. But at the end of the day, film is meant to entertain, and it does it very well. Probably one of the best disaster movies ever made. But you keep in mind that's what this film is first and foremost. Number 2. The Impossible, 2012. This movie is the best. It has great acting. This is a very touching movie, especially it's based on a true story. It makes you realize how important family love and ties are to hold you onto your life at the most impossibly time for any human beings. This movie is perfect. The emotion is so real. In the least weird way possible, the amount of gore was perfect. The scrapes and dirt make the movie feel so real. The large wounds on Maria's leg and breast definitely made me gag, but that's half the fun. Tom Holland was unbelievably great as Lucas. Naomi Watts was superb. The story was so touching, as was the way people tried to help each other after the tsunami hit and people were looking for their loved ones. Family and blood ties are so strong, that's why human beings are still around, surveying and thriving after endless natural disasters and war destructions. A good movie to watch with your family and loved ones, as it will make you and them realize the importance of your loved ones. Number 1. 2012. This powerful, exploding disaster is a post-apocalyptic adventure directed by Roland Emmerich. The movie uses a number of end-of-the-world prophecies, such as the Mayan calendar, to tear cities in two and bring monuments to rubble. The special effects in this movie were on par with Avatar's. The first 45 minutes of build-up was perfect and added significance and relevance to the rest of the movie. The destruction scenes were all done perfectly with great visual effects that still hold up by today's standards. The way they showed how they tried to handle the situation felt very realistic. Means if a real situation like this comes on humanity, they represented their imagination in this movie with realistic way. All of the earthquakes were epic, even the tsunamis, the fire. That scene where they were going through that building almost crushed them, kinda scared me a bit. Despite its flaws, 2012 is a thrilling popcorn flick that delivers on its promise of non-stop excitement and spectacle. Strap in and get ready for a wild ride through the end of the world.